This is Pocket Watching with JT, the call-in financial talk show with certified financial planner Jayson Thornton, a real financial advisor specializing in tax and retirement planning. This is not personal financial advice. This is JT's real reaction to bad financial advice, scammer news, and your money questions. Need more? Book a free consultation at PocketWatcher.net. Now, let's go pocket watching.
Pocket Watchers, welcome to Pocket Watching with JT. I am certified financial planner Jayson Thornton. That means I am a real financial advisor. I do not play one on the internet like some of these fake gurus that I talk about. I do this in real life. In real life, I specialize in tax and retirement planning for my clients. But on YouTube, I react to scammer news and bad financial advice. So let's get straight to it. I want to give a big shout out to the over 124,000 of you who have already hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. If you're new here, thank you for coming through. Sit back, relax. You might hear something that you like. Let's get straight into it now. I've took some time off over the past couple of months. I admit that. I don't do this full time. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I'm a real life financial advisor. I got clients. I got stuff that I got to do. So I've been missing some stories. That's what I want to say. All right. I've been missing some stories. And, my email is full of stories that I'm going to cover. Just work with me. I'm going to get to every story. Just give me some time here. But this story here, this one right here, we got to talk about. We have to have a conversation because this one hits home, right? I feel some kind of personal connection with this story. And if you have never heard of this story, you'll understand why I have this personal connection. But the crash out of the fake guru in this particular situation is spectacular. Spectacular. I mean, at some point, and I really do believe this, at some point there will be a movie made of this. Now, that movie may be on Tubi, but nonetheless, there will be a movie about this story. Mark my words. But let's talk about this. So, this particular person is Ashley Grayson. This is Ashley Grayson. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't really know about Ashley Grayson that much until this story popped off. There's just so many. There's so many people online claiming that they can help you make millions of dollars, right? There's so many that it's hard to keep up. But this particular person is probably one of the clearest examples of fake it till you make it and then crashing out, right? Pay attention here. Fake it till you make it and then crashing out in the worst way possible. So I'm going to show you guys some clips from a video just to update you to get us caught up to where we are today, right? To where we are today. Because I want to be clear. Where are we today? Well, today, we're at the clear point that this woman, Ashley Grayson, a online course seller, I believe she's one of those credit gurus, one of those people who claim that they can fix your credit. She has been sentenced to 10 years, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. She's been sentenced to 10 years for a murder for hire plot. Let that soak in for a second. This woman who claimed to be a multi-millionaire, who was living the greatest life that you can find on the internet. Greatest life ever. For some reason, she decides to hire a hitman to take some people out. Okay, so how do we go from multi-millionaire to hiring hitmen to take some people out? All right. I want to give a big shout out to this content creator. I am a fan of their content. This is Pink Book Lessons. Go check them out. The particular video that we will be reacting to today, the link to that video will be in the description of this video. But here it is right here, Pink Book Lessons. We're going to check this video out because it gives a great summary. Now, I'm going to bounce around in the video. I'm not showing the full video, but I have in my notes some key points of this video that we have to talk about. Now, after I'm done giving my commentary, I want you guys to hit the link in the chat, call up, because there's got to be some things I'm missing here because it's not making sense to me. So I want to hear from y'all. The link will be in the chat very, very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But let's take a look and see exactly how did we get here? Who is this woman? And why will she be spending the next 10 years of her life behind bars? Let's see how we got here.
Ashley Grayson, previously known as Ashley Massengill, is a mover and shaker in the credit repair industry, where she started a business that she said took her from working at the post office to making millions of dollars, often calling her credit repair business her accident business, one that she mistakenly stumbled across.
So at the time I was in my 2-bedroom apartment. I was working at the post office. I liked the post office, but it wasn't what I really wanted to do. I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I just knew that that wasn't the permanent place for me to be. I wanted to be a business owner. I've always wanted to start a business. I just didn't know how. So I always call my credit repair company my mistake business, my accident business.
She always wanted to be a boss chick and an entrepreneur, but didn't know anything about business. She had a high school education, no formal training or skills, but she learned about credit by having to fix her own credit in 2016. The following year, February 9th, 2017, she launched her credit repair business to help other people fix their credit too. Ashley made nearly $10,000 her first month in business, and from there, it was up. In her mind, that was enough proof for her to quit her job, so she resigned from the post office.
In my first 30 days of launching a credit repair company, I made almost $10,000 in my first 30 days. So I quit my job at the post office. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. I thought I had lost my mind. But I still quit my job anyway.
Then she said she went on to make $1 million in 18 months.
I got my millionaire's plaque with Teachable. It was a year and a half later because I do like 2 courses a year.
Then the money started rolling in at lightning speed. It took her a year and a half to make the first million, but then she hit another personal record where she made $1 million in 18 days.
I had a goal for it to be a $1 million company within 3 weeks, and I actually hit the goal in 18 days.
Ashley did not stop there. With all the momentum and attention she received from marketing her success, she really shocked everybody when she launched a new course in front of her Facebook audience, and it was that audience who witnessed her make $1 million in 40 minutes.
My most recent launch, was the one I'm currently teaching right now, is also with Teachable, where I did $1 million in 40 minutes of the launch. So I launched it, 40 minutes later, $1 million had came in. And I did it live on Facebook because I'm sweating, I'm hyperventilating, I can't believe what I'm seeing. So I went live and I'm like, y'all have to watch this because I wouldn't believe this if I didn't see it with my own eyes. So y'all have to see this like with your own eyes. And I let them watch the numbers go up and up and up and up and up. And it was just nothing like anything I've ever seen before.
Money was indeed coming fast and easy for Ashley. That was also confirmed by her ex, a man that provided IT services for her business, who said he once saw her make $1 million in 8 minutes.
Okay, all right. Let's stop it right there. Okay, so this woman is literally making millions of dollars. Let's check the record here. Millions of dollars in the matter of minutes, less than 30 minutes, $1 million. Okay, what is she doing? She is a credit repair specialist who's, I guess, selling courses on how you can fix your own credit. All right. Let me put my petty hat on just for a second. Let's just think about this. Let me put my petty hat on for a second. You have a woman who claims that she knows how to help you fix your credit. All right. What is your credit? Your credit is basically the history of how well or how bad you kept your financial word, right? If you went out and got a car loan and you made every payment on time as you agreed to, then your credit report and your credit score will reflect that. You'll have a good credit score. If you have a bad credit score, 9 times out of 10, there's always some outlier. You know, there's people who claim that they're victims of identity theft. We're going to put you guys off to the side. Not the victims of identity theft, but all the rest of you kids out there. If you have bad credit, it's most likely because you did not do a very good job paying people back the money that you borrowed. All right. So then you hear of a person who can help you fix your credit. All right. Okay. All right. How can she help you fix your credit? Now remember, your credit is bad because you don't pay your bills, right? You don't pay your bills. So a woman pops up and says, I can fix your credit. Here's $2,000. Why are you giving this woman money when there's people who you owe money to? That's the reason why your credit is bad. All right. Let's just put that off to the side because that completely confuses me. Why are you able to find money to pay some rando person online to help you fix your credit when you don't have the money to pay back the people who already lent you money? Okay, all right. Well, surprise, surprise. There are people who bought her services who claim, believe this, who claim she's a scammer. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? There are people who paid for a service from this woman, Ashley Grayson, and they're claiming they were scammed. Now, I've been in this online fake guru space for a while now, okay? And I'm pretty comfortable with knowing how these fake gurus deal with disgruntled customers, people who are upset with what they receive. Now, the number one thing that they're going to do, based on my own personal research, the number one thing that they're going to do, they're going to block you. All right? They're going to block you. That's what's going to happen. So when you see them post on Instagram or wherever it is, TikTok, whatever it is, they're going to block you. You're going to go to the comments of a particular post and you're going to say, hey, it's been a while since you hit me back. I paid you $2,000. Can I get my refund because it did not work? They're going to block you. Now, there's a way that they can block you that you are unaware that you're being blocked. You're making all your little comments asking for a refund. There's a long thread of you just saying, hey, can you help? Then you get a little bit more upset. Hey, you're a scammer. You know, you're the only person who sees these comments. No one else sees your comments. You are blocked. That's how they normally deal with the people who they scam. Now, what happens and what is the worst nightmare, right? The worst nightmare to these fake gurus is to have a victim of your scam who has a profile that's big enough to get attention from other people. I know this firsthand. And I want to give a shout out to a content creator who apparently is one of the victims of this scammer, but her profile was big enough to get attention and being blocked wasn't enough. So let's give a shout out to Sherelle Hodge because she has a platform of her own. And she claims that she was scammed. She bought the services and the services did not work. Now, unlike the other people who were claiming to be victims of this scam, she had a platform that was big enough to overcome the fake gurus' PR. Their ability, their marketing, their ability to quiet down the little guy and girl who are claiming to be victims. So let's kind of take a look. There's so many moving pieces of this. It's hilarious. But I think the biggest downfall of this woman, other than some other stuff that we're going to talk about, the biggest downfall of this woman is the fact that she ran up against a victim, someone claiming to be a victim of this scam, who was big enough to overcome the fact that she might have been blocked, but other people are going to find out. So take a look at this.
Goes to her right away at an extravagant celebration where he hired R&B singer Monica to perform. The couple tied the knot in May 2022. It was really quick. Not as quick as her first marriage, which was in a month, but it was still quick. Josh and Ashley barely knew each other. Love was in the air and business was booming. The new credit repair power couple would show off courtside seats in Fendi and Balenciaga, shopping sprees, exotic vacations. They would promote their new relationship and extravagant lifestyle all on social media to attract more clients. And Ashley doubled the prices on her courses, selling them to single mothers she targeted and other Black women for upwards of $2,000. Everything was going great until it wasn't. It started when women complained about Ashley's business practices and accused her of scamming them. Like this one customer here, who claims Ashley's company took her money but didn't provide the credit repair services that they promised. She checked with Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, and saw no indication that any of her negative accounts were in dispute. Ashley's company insisted that they did send letters in to dispute those accounts, but couldn't provide any proof. The woman requested a refund, and instead of giving a refund, she said Ashley's company threatened to report her to collections, which will result in another negative account on the client's report. Other clients accused Ashley of scamming customers only to fund her extravagant lifestyle. Then there was another woman. She was pretty popular. Her name is Sherelle Hodge. Sherelle is a TikTok content creator and a box truck owner. She became a thorn in Ashley's side when she told the world that she was scammed.
So last year on August 28th, I made my very first video about how Ashley was scamming people. How did I get to that point? I purchased Credit Cake, Credit Pie, whatever it's called. And I realized that the results she was telling me I was getting were not accurate when I checked the actual credit monitoring site.
Alleged scammer alert.
Y'all wondering why we here and why I got these two black moguls in my background. Legends say that these two right here are some elite scammers. Now, before I get into why they some scammers, you would think that they were an average couple, right? With a little bit of money, and there'd be no real backstory behind them besides coming from the mud and finally making it, right? Well, little Miss Ashley right here, let me tell y'all about her first. Ashley became known after she created a course that generated over $1 million in less than 40 minutes. Now, the reason we talking about her today is because a lot of people have come to the same understanding, the same conclusion that she scams people out of $1,000, sometimes $2,000, to be able to fund this lifestyle that she's flaunting all over the internet.
Sherelle says she was scammed by Ashley, so she went looking to see if she could find other people in the same situation. And just with one search, she found a group on Facebook filled with other Black women who said they also had been scammed by Ashley. The women tried to speak out, but because their following wasn't as big as Ashley's, no one would listen to them. In fact, when those women tried to speak up, other Black women went against them to defend Ashley.
Found the group, stumbled upon all the reviews that people were saying about thousands of dollars that they were spending, and I asked them if they wanted me to make a video. They were like, oh, that's SSA shit. Like, yes, girl, give us some exposure. Boom. I get on TikTok, I make the video, it hit 1.2 million views overnight. Not me thinking much of it. I make part 2 because now everybody's interested. People are commenting, talking about how they were affected, how their money is lost, how they're trying to get it back.
Sherelle ended up speaking out for the group on TikTok and became somewhat of a whistleblower. Ashley tried to get Sherelle to stop speaking out, so she got a lawyer to attempt to bully Sherelle, but that didn't work.
All right, real quick, I'm somewhat familiar with the lawyer game. Okay. Over here, Pocket Watching with JT, I have received several letters from the attorneys of the subjects of my videos. Now, these letters, if you are not familiar with the legal world, these letters would scare the average person. These letters talk about how you are defaming this person. This is a very powerful person. You're defaming this person, and if you do not take the video down and apologize publicly, you will be sued in federal court, and they will take everything that you have. Now, on my list of people who have sent me cease and desist letters, I have Earn Your Leisure. Earn Your Leisure, guys, they sent me a cease and desist letter claiming that they will sue me in federal court if I do not remove the video that I made reacting to their content. I'm still here. They didn't do anything, right? The next people who did it, I think the guy named Billy Carson, space alien expert. He sent me a letter telling me to cease and desist, and he'll sue me for everything that I have and blah, 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 blah. I guess he's too busy dealing with the space aliens because he never really came out after me on that. There was also a guy named Rabu Gary. Rabu Gary, he sent me a letter claiming that he was going to sue me, take everything that I have. This guy was involved in some sort of Ponzi scheme. That's on public record. He's involved in some sort of Ponzi scheme. He ultimately did nothing. He's actually currently somewhere in my DMs still begging me to take the video down, but obviously he's not moving forward with any court action. So I just want to give you guys some insight on what happens when you react to things that are very clearly scammy in the whole world of being a fake guru. So apparently she was sent this letter from Ashley Grayson's attorneys, but she was not scared. So shouts out to her. She kept it going. She wasn't scared. And let's see what else happened.
Women from Facebook came together. They got a lawyer for Sherelle to fight Ashley in court, and Sherelle continued to speak out against Ashley. She shared other people's stories who said they got scammed, and she also shared her own story.
So not only did she lie and say I had X amount of deletions, when I log into one of the most reputable credit monitoring services there is, those deletions you said were gone were still there.
Very similar to complaints from other customers. Then Sherelle accused Ashley of lying about these two white men right here working for her company. Sherelle believed they were used to make Ashley's company look more legit to her target audience. According to Sherelle, those two white men are doctors in real life, and she accused Ashley of using their pictures without their permission, making it seem like they worked in her organization.
So y'all see the faces behind New Credit Law? Look at these clear people right here. So these two people are listed on Grayson's website as client advisors. Those are not allegations. Those are on her website as she lists them. But when you dig a little deeper, these two individuals are doctors. So not only are they doctors, this man here in particular is a veterinarian. So you took a man who's a doctor for animals and listed him on your credit repair website as a client advisor. I wonder if he knows about that.
Sherelle also accused Ashley of using fake reviews and testimonies. She claims Ashley either made them up or paid for them. So yeah, all of that right there is the reason why Ashley got upset with Sherelle and sent her that cease and desist. Ashley wanted Sherelle to come out and tell her TikTok audience and IG audience that her accusations were false and wanted her to make new videos speaking highly of Ashley. Well, according to Sherelle, she was not lying on Ashley. She was only giving her own review. So Sherelle ignored the bully tactic and continued to tell everyone about how she had evidence of Ashley Grayson's scam. Then more information ended up coming out, and Sherelle accused Ashley of lying about how she got her first $1 million. Sherelle told everyone that Ashley did not make that first $1 million from her credit repair business. Instead, Sherelle claims it came from a lawsuit from where she ended up losing 1 or 2 fingers on a job while at work for a company in Maryland. That's where Sherelle said the initial money came from. Then she accused Ashley of using the money from the settlement to make it look like she was making so much money in the credit repair business, and that's how she attracted more people to her. Sherelle says Ashley left out the finger settlement in her rags to riches story that she packaged up for Black single mothers. Then strange things started to happen to Sherelle. Very strange things, but she ignored them and kept going on with her normal daily activities. One day she got a knock on the door, but when she opened it, no one was there. Later, Sherelle got a weird call saying that somebody wanted her life taken. Again, Sherelle didn't take it seriously. She thought someone was playing a prank on her.
So after I hung up the phone with the FBI agent, I ended up calling the Addison Police Department because the FBI agent said that they would be reaching out, confirming everything that he said. When I got in the car, my homeboy was like, "Everything cool?" I was like, "It's just weird that I received a call from a special agent." Then I called the Addison Police and they told me that somebody wanted me dead. He was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, like they actually put a bounty on my head and paid somebody to come and kill me." So the whole ride to the house was complete silent. Like I'm over there shedding tears, but then they started to dry up because I'm like, what if this is actually a scam? What if somebody's just playing on my top and they want this emotional side of me to come out because they know when I get emotional, I start doing crash dummy shit. So I go home and I get into bed. I wake up the next morning to a boom, boom, boom on the door. And I'm like, what the So I tiptoe to the door. When I get to the door, I look through the peephole and I see that the Addison police are outside. Now, if y'all know, y'all know. I am very well known for getting tickets and not paying them. So I'm like, I know for a fact they ain't showed up here to take me to jail on a warrant roundup. So I'm backing up. As I'm backing up from the door, gonna go back, get in my bed, and just pretend like they didn't know. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, okay, it's something going on. Now, of course, I remember the call that I got last night, but I was still under the impression that maybe somebody was scamming me and they was drawing these emotions out of me for no reason. So after the second knock, I was like, I opened the door. When I opened the door, the officer was like, "Miss Hodge?" I was like, "Yes, sir." Now, the last time he said Miss Hodge, he was pulling me out the door, putting me in handcuffs for a warrant that I had for assault. He was like, "Yes, ma'am, we're here to make you aware of a murder for hire that had been put on your head. We want you to know that things have been mediated to the best of the ability. We don't think that there's no immediate threat. We want you to be aware of your surroundings. And if anything looks out of place or you don't recognize something or it looks suspicious, I want you to give us a call immediately."
The FBI told Sherelle that Ashley hired 2 people from Memphis. The Memphis woman was Olivia Johnson, a popular hairstylist there, and her husband. And despite what Sherelle previously thought, that it was a prank or somebody playing with her, it was real. A clip was exposed of Ashley Grayson talking about how she wanted Sherelle and 2 other people gone.
Josh Beck. Josh Beck.
He's still gone.
Oh. Girl, no, we done already been through there.
Real quick. I mean, I'm gonna let this go, obviously, but if any of you kids out there are contemplating, right, you're thinking of engaging in some sort of criminal enterprise, I don't support that. Number one, let me be very clear. I do not support you engaging in any criminal activity. But if you're FaceTiming someone about it, you might as well pack it up. You at that point, when you're FaceTiming someone about the criminal activity that you are plotting to do, you were not built for that type of life. All right, you're not built for that type of life. You need to go ahead, go to barber school, get a trade, do something else with your life, because crime should not be a part of it. That's all I'm saying. Crime should not be a part of your life when you're FaceTiming someone about the crime. Right? It's fairly simple to me, but I'm a corny financial advisor. I'm not some sort of criminal mastermind.
Derek,
That fast?
it's gonna be real easy to get her. It's gonna be real easy. So that's what I was trying to see, like, with the money. Like, did you want us to come out there, like, tomorrow? Or, like, I'm trying to think of, like...
Well, when y'all gonna do the thing with Derek? Because Josh gonna try to come after y'all do it.
Oh, okay.
Just to be clear, I mean, the thing is supposed to be deleting someone, right? That thing that she's talking about is deleting someone. That's what she's giggling about.
So Josh didn't want to do the half and half.
Yeah, he want to do it after it's done. But if y'all can get that done, like the sooner y'all get that done, like the next week and a half, I'll throw an extra $5 on there.
Cool. And like, you don't want her hurt, and just want her gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, out of here. That will put my address out for over 100,000 people to see.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I was talking to Bernie? You know I was talking to Bernie about the Sherelle stuff. I was like, we need to leave her completely alone because there's too many eyes on her. There's too many eyes on her.
Josh said that earlier. Josh said she got too many eyes on her now.
And then the TikTok.
Shouts out to Sherelle. Shouts out to you. Apparently, your high profile on TikTok and social media might have saved your life. It might have saved your life. The fact that you had too many eyes on you. That could be the difference between being in the ground and being alive. So shouts out to you.
Because I was like, damn, it's just her right now. But if something happened to her, this going to be in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to be like, all of a sudden, she was making all of these and blah, blah, blah. Josh said it this morning. He said, there's too many eyes on that girl right now. I said, well, it's not going to die down. And he was like, well, it's just too many eyes on that girl right now. He was like, we don't need to be involved in that. And he was like, let's think and get somebody else to do it. And then he was talking about you and Brandon, too. And he was like, he think he got him a new friend or whatever with Brandon. And he was like, I didn't even know. He said Brandon said he already had the 2 felonies. So Josh was saying if he get one more, he won't be gone. So he was like, risk Brandon getting another felony and then he be gone for life because that'd be his 3rd one. So he was like, he don't want none of us involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we make me feel like a bad friend because I like making it all
Man, what?
I love my friend too. I just want thinking it all the way through.
Man, Josh thinking about everything.
You got a good point though. He was like, yeah, I'd rather be somebody I won't care about.
Hold on. I want you to think about what's going on right now. Okay. This woman is talking about this woman and her husband to delete someone who made a post online. All right. She made a post online accusing this fake guru of being a scammer. Okay. So she put money on her head. Okay. But then her husband, according to her, her husband said, listen, we may need to find someone else to get the girl, Sherelle, because she's too high profile. Okay. And her husband already has 2 felonies. If he gets a 3rd, he'll be gone for life. So let's get someone else who we don't care about, because if they get caught, then it's a difference. How can you be so concerned about this man who's got 2 felonies, who you're hiring to delete someone, but at the same time, you're not thinking you're hiring him to delete somebody? You can't have it both ways. You can't be considerate and a crime boss putting hits on people. It doesn't work out too well for you. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't work out well.
We don't want nobody to do it that's gonna get locked up, but especially not nobody that we know personally or that we don't hear. But then the thing about that, if you don't know them personally, then you can't trust them.
Now, Olivia had issues of her own with Ashley that stemmed from Ashley randomly choosing Olivia to buy a house for Olivia's mother.
Anyone who's at home and you're taking notes right now, okay, if you're taking notes, I want to make sure that you pay attention to this part of the story. This part of the story is probably the craziest part. Everything about this story is crazy. Everything about this story is brain dead. But this part of the story would drive a normal person insane. I want you to pay close attention to what's going on right now. The people who allegedly Ashley Grayson and her husband hired to put hits on people. They have a weird relationship with these people, to say the least. And they're about to go in the background about the relationship that Ashley Grayson had with the person who she trusted to put a hit on someone.
Do it, that's gonna get locked up, but especially not nobody that we know personally, or that we want to hear. But then the thing about that, if you don't know them personally, then you can't trust them.
Now, Olivia had issues of her own with Ashley that stemmed from Ashley randomly choosing Olivia to buy a house for Olivia's mother. Out of nowhere, Ashley would do stuff like this to film for social media, and Olivia's mom was the lucky recipient. Later on, though, Olivia said there was a catch behind the random gift.
And she knew, like, about her choosing my mama to get the house, her getting on the video saying, you know, I offered Olivia this and she was turning it down, and I bought her mama a house because she supported me and shared my videos and liked and woo and shared my posts and supported my business. She knew by her saying it was gonna make more people want to support her. It's like, ooh, you bought her this, you bought her mama a house because she supported you. I want to support you, and I want to see if I'm gonna get a motherfucking house. None of that was genuine. It's the fact that she let people know that, like, I will buy you this if you share this. I will buy you this. Like, it was, I don't, this, all this was just fraud. Like, I didn't know until I got. You know what I'm saying?
What really made Olivia's family upset is that Ashley told everyone that she purchased the house free and clear for Olivia's mom, and Olivia's mom was 100% owner. Well, according to Olivia's family, that was a lie. They ended up finding out that Ashley's name was on the deed. So they contacted Ashley to ask her to remove her name, and Ashley, she refused. It ended up coming out that Ashley Grayson and her husband had a hit list with 3 names.
All right, we got to stop it right there. Now, let's talk about the relationship she had, Ashley Grayson, the relationship that she had with the people she was hiring to put out a hit. Okay, as you saw, she did a fake house giveaway with this woman's mother, right? The news was there and everything. She claimed that she bought this woman's mother's home just out of love based on the support that she gave her. When the family finds out, like, there's some strings attached here. Apparently, her name is still on the deed of the house. We want her to remove her name from the deed of the house. Based on the story, Ashley Grayson said, no, my name is going to stay on the deed. Okay, let's see how this turns out. All right. According to the story that I got, and listen, any one of y'all can call me up, correct me if I'm wrong. But according to the story that I got, Ashley Grayson and her husband allegedly paid a deposit on the hit. Okay? Paid the deposit on the hit to this woman who she's already has a weird relationship with. Okay? It's a weird relationship. They pay a deposit. As you are aware, the hit never happened. Okay? The hit never happened. There's some back and forth between the hired hitmen and woman and Ashley Grayson. Ashley Grayson, being the big brain entrepreneur that she is, the super genius who makes millions of dollars in the matter of minutes, she gets the grand idea, I'm going to call the FBI because I think I'm being extorted. You can't make this up. According to the story I got, this woman is now upset that she put a deposit down to get 3 people deleted. The people who she pays doesn't do the job. Now she's worried. What's going to happen to her? So she calls the FBI, basically on herself. Calls the FBI to report that she's being extorted by someone. And this is how the FBI figures out what happened. Okay. Now remember, she's fixing credit. Never forget that. This woman is fixing credit.
Patrick, the ex-side guy / IT guy, Sherelle, the former client, and another woman. Her name is Dr. Derica Harwell, a highly respected woman in the credit repair industry. Apparently, Sherelle wasn't the only one who had law enforcement banging on her door. They showed up to Patrick's mom's house because they didn't know where he lived, and they showed up to Dr. Harwell's house too.
One of the nights that we had the police officers in our home, and it was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the a.m., and that's my life now. We were all in our dining room, and I literally sat there, and I heard my husband talking to the officer, and he said, you know, my wife is about to see that I would die for her. And that hit me really hard because we're 36 years old. I've known him since I was 18. We've been together since we were 19 years old, and he's always been that way. He's always been that protector, and I would never want to lose my husband to something like this. But
all right. So this the follow up on my notes to make sure that I'm not going crazy. This woman who claimed to be a multimillionaire. And listen, there's people in the back. I know you called in. I will be getting to your calls in a few moments. I swear to you, in a few moments. Stay on the line. If you want to call in, there is a link pinned to the chat. Okay, there's a link pinned to the chat, and I will be bringing you guys up. Trust me, I will be bringing you guys up very, very shortly. But this woman claimed to be a multi-millionaire based off her ability to fix credit. All you have to do is pay her thousands of dollars so that she can fix your credit. Now, I don't know how she's fixing your credit. All right? I don't know how she's fixing your credit, because here's the thing. When you owe people money, you're going to have bad credit. Paying someone thousands of dollars is not going to fix your credit. You know what's going to fix your credit? Paying people the money that you owe them, even if you have to settle for a lesser amount. Okay, work out a negotiation. That's normally how credit gets fixed. I'm not exactly sure what these people were expecting this woman to do. Okay, but she was making millions and millions of dollars by claiming that she could fix your credit based on what she said. There's people who claim that she's a scammer. And instead of showing the proof, instead of being able to, easily show with documents that the people who claim that she was a scammer are wrong, they're liars, they're defaming her, she decides to hire a hitman. Okay, so what ends up happening? Apparently, Ashley Grayson has recently been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Now, she's been able to push back her sentencing for a while because she has had 2 babies. That's what I'm being told here. She's had 2 babies between the time of the court and actually being sentenced, right? So she's had 2 babies, but at this point, I don't think having a baby is going to save her. She's going behind bars for 10 years. This is the most epic crash out of a fake guru that I have seen since I've been on YouTube. Let this be a lesson for all you fake gurus. Let it go. Just let it go. Listen, if someone's calling you a scammer and you do not have the actual proof that you're not a scammer, and don't put a hit out on somebody. Just walk away. Delete your social media and just live off all the money that you got from scamming the other people. Your grift is over. That's all I'm trying to say. Your grift is over. She took something like, understand this. Her worst case scenario would have been giving this woman a $2,000 refund. Okay? Just think about that. Worst case scenario, before she hired the hitman, she would have had to pay a refund of $2,000. She said, no, I'm not going to pay a $2,000 refund. No. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hire a hitman to get rid of you. And now her 2 kids are going to be damn near teenagers the next time she's able to see them outside of bars. Fake guru crash out at its finest. Hey, we got Heavy Get in the building. Shouts out to my brother from the state of Missouri. He's here with me in the state of Missouri. He says, scamming is not part of her ministry. No, sir. No, sir. Not whatsoever. Scamming is not part of her ministry. If you guys listen, I've shared a couple of his videos here on YouTube. I'm a big supporter of his content. I love his content. He does reactions to like police cam stuff, a lot of good content stuff, man. Go check out Heavy Gant here on YouTube. So here we go. We are going into the caller section. There's people back there. I'm going to bring up the callers. Trust me, I'm going to get to you. I just want to make sure everybody is aware of what you need to do to call in. So here we go.
Okay, Pocket Watchers, we want to hear from you. It's time to call in. Just hit the link pinned in the chat. Make sure to turn off or mute the device you're watching with. You can hear the show through your phone when you call in. Be ready when your name is called. This is Pocket Watching with JT.
All right. Here we go. We're going straight to the calls. Also, though, real quick, I want to give a big shout out to everyone who has super chatted so far. When I'm doing my little monologue and I'm doing my notes, it's hard for me to look at all the chats and what's going on. So let me just show some love and support for the people who gave a super chat. Maggie, the substitute teacher, shouts out to you. I know you, great content creator. Says, thank you for keeping us warned and informed. Yes, y'all go check out Maggie, the substitute teacher. We've got Bam Blacko in the building. Says, I fix my credit myself by simply paying my bills. Yet listen, I know that I'm a cornball. I know that I have no plays for you guys. I don't have the plays. I don't have the grifts. I don't have the loopholes. I'm just a Negro who believes that you can probably get decent credit if you pay your bills. Now, if you are a victim of identity theft, that's a separate situation. If someone stole your identity and ran up a bag on you, that is a crime. You can report that crime and get it off your credit. But if you are lying and you're not a victim of identity theft, but you claim that you are, that within itself is a crime. You're committing fraud. So shouts out to you. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. We got Heavy Get. He hit me up 2 times. Says shouts out to the evidence-based part of the community. Listen, Heavy Get, I think right now is the greatest time to be a content creator that is making content based off common sense and exposing the foolery. I think it's a great time. Now, when the money starts pumping back into the community and the economy, we're going to go out of style again. I'm going to be clear about this. We're going to go out of style again when the money pops back in to the community and y'all start scamming and stuff again. But for right now, this type of content is doing all right. All right, so let me see here. I've got Darren in the building. Darren, you're live on the air with Pocket Watching with JT. What's going on? Darren, can you hear me? Go ahead. I think you got to unmute yourself, Darren. Going once. Going twice. All right, this is what I'm going to do, Darren. I'm going to remove you. I'm going to drop you down. What you need to do is just hit the link again. This is what you're going to do. Hit the link again so I can let you back up. Let's try that. Hit the link again, come back up, and I can get you back in the back into the chat so we can actually hear you this time. All right, back into the chat. But I want to show you guys the last little bit of this because obviously this woman is insane. I see you, Darren. I'm gonna pull you back up. Give me 1 second. Let's just wrap this up real quick.
And her children. And then get this. All of this was going on while the internet was still defending Ashley Grayson. They defended Ashley and started attacking Patrick, Sherelle, and Dr. Derica. I'm assuming it's that same crowd that Ashley said loved that she had a criminal record before.
I guess another really low point of my life, I don't know how I forgot that one, which draws a lot of people to my page, is people knowing that I had a criminal record.
Then months later, on June 29th, 2023, the FBI hit Ashley and her husband Josh with federal indictments for racketeering and murder for hire under the RICO Act of 1970.
Nasty work, as the kids say. Nasty work. All right, we got Darren back, but I want to give a quick shout out to the people who are super chatting. We got Brian Chapman in the building. No words, no comments, just a $50 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shouts out to Brian for supporting the content. And we got, hey, listen. I'm a big fan of this brother on Instagram. Go check him out. He is the Black Robin Hood on Instagram. I'm over there on his page all the time. And he says EYL and Ian Dunlap are next. Listen, I cannot confirm or deny that statement. I cannot confirm or deny it, but I will say sometimes if you look at the body language, if you see how they react to any type of criticism, especially when it comes to Rashad, he's primed for a nasty crash out. But I don't know. But go check out the Black Robin Hood on Instagram. He does a great job covering the actions of a lot of these fake gurus. Go check him out. All right, we got Darren back in the building. Darren, you're live on air. Can you hear me? Darren, live on air. Pocket Watching with JT. Can you hear me? Going once.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Go right in.
There you go. Sorry, I had two mics going at the same time. JT, it's the story I've been following for the past 2 weeks. Just because it's been something that's on my mind for no reason. Because I heard about the story last year, and I was like, let me just follow it. But one thing you said is about the FaceTime calls. Going through the YSL trial, they had an issue with iPhones because a lot of calls that they were making were on FaceTime. So what FaceTime does, it doesn't really record on the phone or get saved in the cloud. So they can't really track them. The only reason that we have this call is because Olivia felt something was off and she really wanted to record and have proof in case she had backup. So she has backup. So I did a little deep dive on there. So that was one.
Okay.
Two, this is just insane to me because I don't know if you got that part, you got there yet, is the husband on Facebook, they literally did a long post. When I said that post is longer than 2 verses of the Bible. It's basically stating that the video was fake. There's the AI, it's not real. That he took the property back because they were not grateful for them. That everything on here.
Slow it down. All right. So we got the husband. The husband is like a pastor, right?
He is a Bible thumping man. I don't know if he's a pastor or not. So okay. I'm not gonna put that on him.
But he's very religious, right?
Very religious. I mean, every
he
post.
Makes a Facebook post claiming that the iPhone video of Ashley basically setting up this hit. He said that it was fake. It was AI. What is he saying?
He's saying it was all AI generated. That they made it up. The conversation did not go this way. He goes on a rant. Like it's a long rant, just rambling. And what always kills me, like I always tell you this, is the people that follow these people like blind sheeps. Like I was going over the comments and they're like, yeah, what God builds for you is not gonna be destroyed, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, but you have the evidence in front of you. You have the paperwork. You have the case. What else do you want for the person, right? It's just to me, it's another case of too successful too fast, and doesn't understand what to do with her money and her life, and just feels like they want to do more. I mean, if she had just stopped at doing one thing, I think she would have been fine. But going over the head, like over, not over the head, but over, just doing too much, pretty much. She was just Ashley was just doing too much. And in doing my deep dive, if you see the way the Atlanta Black Star was talking about her, people in tech was talking about her, it's she had a rise. Like her story, the founder of Teachable, the founder of Teachable made a post about her making the $1 million in 40 minutes, which is
Which is crazy to me, right? And not to be a hater, right? Because some people may confuse my pettiness with hating, but just think about this: the woman was able to make $1 million within what time frame? About 40 minutes? How long was it?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. All right, so let's think about this. This woman made $1 million in sales. Now, this is gross revenue, right? Gross revenue. But when you talk about online courses, there's not a lot of overhead. I want to be very, very clear. There's not a lot of overhead in online courses. So she pocketed a lot of this money, right? She made it in 40 minutes. From who? Who's buying this course? Let's think about this. Who is the target audience of Ashley Grayson? Mostly Black people who apparently have bad credit. Why the hell do y'all have bad credit if you have $1 million to give to this woman in 40 minutes? It doesn't add up.
And the price of that course, JT, it wasn't a cheap course. It was $2,000 just for the course. And she flaunted and taunted that her target audience were people that saw them through her, ex-felons, people. She came out of nothing, she grew, she made something out of herself, and she wanted others to do the same thing, which is why she made the course. There was an art. There was even
you're telling me, because I'm doing some quick math in my head here. Within 40 minutes of posting this course, 500 people with bad credit gave her $2,000 within the first 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Because that should be about $1 million, right? Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm doing the math quick in my head here. But it seems to me that in 40 minutes of posting this course to how to fix your credit, 500 people bought it for $2,000, giving her $1 million. You guys just need to get a job and pay your bills.
And it doesn't end there. There's articles of her flaunting her marketing, like she's a marketing genius. But no, you're a predator. You're not a marketing genius. You're a predator. You prey on the fears of people that don't understand their finances and trying to become better, and you preyed on them. You preyed on people that are almost illiterate not illiterate, but financially illiterate, just to, make a quick buck.
Okay, and now apparently her husband, because it was not him in the video. Now she was talking about him, Joshua, but it was not him himself talking about this plot to put a hit on people. He actually got off. He's not going to jail. So the crazy part is the people who are not going to jail is the husband and the husband and wife team that was supposed to be the hitman and hit women, right? They're not going to jail.
And the only reason is she mentions him by name, but there hasn't been any proof of him actually saying things. So she mentions him in a phone call, but doesn't mention his full name. So she says Josh, but his name is Joshua. So she could be talking about anybody.
Oh yeah, she's talking about any Josh. She's got so many Joshes in her life that would be willing to pay money, big money, to delete somebody in this world. We're not exactly sure if it's this Josh, right? We don't know if it's this fella or if it's any random Josh in the world, right? That's what they said in court, I guess.
That's what it was. And then if there's more to it, man. The B12 the B12 shop that they opened up in San Francisco.
Hold on, I heard a little bit about that. He has like some franchise or something that he's running right now.
He has a B12 shot in San Antonio, Texas that they sell B12 shots, like health stuff. So it's been a journey, and this was supposed to be my second video on my channel actually. So I was with Gail talking last night, and it's so much going on beyond just the murder for hire plot. It's just so sorry. I know you're not supposed to say that on YouTube, but
man, you know what? I think that's a myth, to be honest, because I've slipped and said it a bunch of times. It is what it is, but I don't want to go against the algorithm. As Heavy Gant says, all praises due to the almighty algorithm. But I think that's a myth. But hey, hold on, I want to bring up your channel real quick. Give me 1 second. And Angel, I see you in the back. I'm gonna get to you. Give me 1 second. I just want to bring up the brother's channel real quick so people can see what we're talking about. And I see Gail. Gail has been posting the link to your channel here. Let me bring it up here. Give me 1 second as I bring it up.
Shout out to Gail. She was my first viewer on my live stream yesterday and my only viewer. So thank you so much, Gail.
All right, and do you do live streams right normally, or do you do
I do deep dive videos, but I live stream when I'm doing the research for documentations and inspiration. So as I'm taking my notes and writing my script, I just live stream it.
All right, let me bring this up real quick. Angel, just hold on real quick. Hold on, Angel. I'm gonna bring you up. I just want to share the brother's page real quick. Here we go. I think I'm bringing it up. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, so this is your channel right here, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
All right. Y'all go over here. Go check the brother out. Is this the video that you did yesterday, right? This is one right here, right?
There's just a live stream, and then on the other one, I'm talking about a Ponzi scheme that happened a couple of days ago. Well, that happened a couple of years ago. Sorry.
Okay. Y'all go check him out. Let's get this up a little bit. Let's get him to 1,000, right? I think he had like 7 views or something like that. Let's get the brother up to about 1,000 views. All right. Let's do that. And see any last thing that you want to talk about. Is there anything that I missed? Because I know there's a lot of pieces. I didn't talk a whole lot about the boyfriend who also had a hit out on him. There's a bunch of stuff that I didn't talk about. But
real quick, there's actually 3 men involved. Before she met Patrick, she was married to another gentleman that she was been with for less than a month, and they got married. So she hid her past from him, and this is who kind of helped her get started when she was at the post office. Patrick is the gentleman that helped her get her IT set up on Teachable. They started dating. He says it a little bit more, flowery. And then there's Joshua. So there's 3 men involved. The first gentleman has been out her life for a while. Patrick and Joshua have massive beef. They don't like each other. There's another, I'll drop the link for you. There's another video where he goes into detail about this, about their relationship, and it's an interesting watch. It's him and then for an hour.
For an hour?
Yeah, just talking.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that's ridiculous. All right, Darren, man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We needed to hear that because there's so many different moving pieces to this. It's ridiculous. And I thank you. I want to bring up Angel. All right.
Thank you, boss. Be safe. Go Mob.
Go Mob. All right, here we go. We got Angel. Angel, I think you sent me a link in the back. What's the link back here?
Yeah, hey, how you doing, JT? You see how the guy before me, he was talking about that Facebook post that he supposedly posted, the husband?
Right.
Well, Ashley's not really the smartest, so I really think you're gonna figure this out. Read the post.
I'm bringing it up right now. Give me one
Read the
second.
post,
I can watch
and
it a
then
little slow, but I get there. Just give me some time. Here we go. I think I'm pulling it up now. All right, let me bring it up on this screen so you guys can see it. Let me make it a little bigger.
you're gonna have a laugh. Remember, he posted this. Emphasis on he. Remember that part.
All right, let's make this bigger so people can see. All right, so it says, okay, the transcript is out. Read it. Now, he did this a couple of days ago. This says it November the 4th, right? November the 4th.
I want you to remember that part. He. Emphasis on the he as you're reading this.
All right. Now, bear with me. I'm not the fastest reader in the world. Y'all can help me read this as we go along. But it says, on November 4th, we got Joshua King Grayson making this post on November 4th. So a few days ago, it says, the transcript is out. Read it. They don't have any, in capital letters, any legal evidence. That seems a little weird. They don't have any legal evidence. That's why they won't post it. Regardless of the verdict, Ashley is innocent. But we did get set up over a house giveaway. Okay,
so like let's take a pause right there, JT.
Okay.
All right. So remember, he's talking about Ashley, his wife. He is making this post, right?
Right.
So that's the only pause I'm going to give you, and then you keep reading from there. But remember, emphasis on he is making this post, and it is about his wife.
Okay. All right. Now, he's saying that he was set up based on the house giveaway. It says the government didn't even have legal evidence. Coming from a man who's not an attorney, I don't think he understands what's legal versus illegal evidence. But let's keep this going. The only evidence that was there was that evil so-called doctor who want to be tough in court, email being posted in court that she told Ashley to die 4 times and to off herself. So that was one of the victims. He's talking about one of the people who were supposed to be on the hit list, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It says, our attorneys made her read it out loud. That's verified. No edited parts added. She admitted in court under oath that she was taunting my wife 6 months before the FaceTime call even happened. But she's a nobody, so it doesn't matter to the haters. All right, I don't get that, but okay. In that same email, she was telling my wife to delete herself and telling my wife that her father attempted to delete himself to not be Ashley's father anymore. We all read it in court and heard it. I don't know how this makes her innocent, but okay. It's all in the transcripts, but they won't tell y'all that. And y'all too lazy to read, so we're public enemy number 1. Okay, Joshua, I think you're confused on what the job is for the court. It's not the court's job to convince the public of anything. It's the court's job to make sure that the people who are in that jury box gets the evidence that they think they should be able to review. They don't care about your public profile, all right? The court doesn't care about your followers. They did what they were supposed to do in the courtroom to the people who were a part of the jury. But all right, this is a long post. I'm not reading the whole thing because this is ridiculous, but I want to read a little bit more to see if it goes anywhere. It says, she wants to play victim so bad, and y'all letting her. Everybody act like they are so scared to read the transcripts. The prosecutors and the judge allowed an illegal, tampered, an edited video of what the federal informant Olivia and
If you want,
together.
JT. If you want, you could scroll a little bit down and skim through it to where you see a little bit of the eye part. But long story short, since it is a long post, if you click at the people who share it, you can tell it's her posting on his profile. That's what I was trying to get at.
Stop it.
So,
I'm not logged in and I can't remember. I can't remember my login on Facebook on the computer because I automatically log in on my phone. So some of the stuff I can see, some of the stuff I can't see. But I did see real quick that I want to see this part because this part is a little crazy because I did read this. He called somebody a PUSSY. So it looks like he's getting a little bit out of his character.
Yeah,
Brandon,
I mean, right there.
Brandon apparently is a PUSSY. Brandon, I'm assuming, is the husband of Olivia, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Olivia was, according to court and everything, was the woman. Olivia and Brandon were the so-called hit men and hit women, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
now
if you read that part right there, go back
she
to
was
that
only
part.
finessing Ashley, extorting money out of her. Yeah. I don't think none of this. I don't think none of this is going to help. And as you said, you looked at it, and it seems as if this is not Ashley. I mean, this is not Joshua making this statement. This is Ashley using his Facebook page to make this statement. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. And people are sharing it. They're like, Ashley has spoken. We know it's you, Ash. Let's go, big Ash. And I'm just sitting there laughing, reading that.
I don't know why. Listen, Ashley, if you're watching this, and a lot of times the people who I do videos about, they watch the videos because they're extreme narcissists, and they can't help themselves from watching a video that's about them, even if they perceive it as being negative. Listen, you need to take all this energy and put it into your appeal. Get off Facebook. Get off Instagram. All of this energy needs to go into your appeal, because if what you're saying is correct, the verdict, the sentence will be overturned in appeal. But this ain't gonna help you. I can tell you right now, this right here is only going to get you more time. All right. That's all it's going to do. It's going to get you more time, and you're going to look even crazier. Any last words, Angel?
No, nothing at all, man. Thank you, JT.
No, thank you. Because in a million years, I never would have found that post. All right, we got Miss B and Dre in the back. Let me bring up Miss B. Miss B, you're live on the air with Pocket Watching with JT. What's going on?
Hey, JT, thanks for everything you do for our community in finance and people who try to do it the right way. I appreciate it. I have a credit business, and I've had it since 2008. And I got one of those dumb cease and desist letters from this lady because we're from the same city.
Oh, okay. So Ashley Grayson sent you a cease and desist letter?
Yes.
On what grounds? What did you do to upset this woman?
I told a client that went to her for a consultation that what they were told wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
And you do have to pay your bill. That's a part of credit restoration. So what I tell clients is, if your credit repair person, and I hate that term, is not telling you to pay your bills, you have to run. Why would you think that any bank would not want their money? What planet are you from? So, right. and even during COVID, the one thing that didn't stop was debt practices and debt collection. Didn't stop. They were still sending out judgments. They were still holding court. So in this case, and I'm trying really hard to remember because it was so long ago, I want to say like maybe 11 or 12. I received one of those letters from her. And I mean, I literally didn't pay it any mind because I know that what I'm saying is accurate. And she had a lot of bots. It was like a credit beehive in Facebook where people were literally, craving more information about how to make poor debt decisions. They were not being told or taught money management. They were not being given any tools to become better. It was more about, what can we get off your report? Because I've been in business for so long. In 2008, right around the time the market crashed, prior to that, prior to Dodd-Frank, prior to any regulation, you could dispute anything on your report. It would come off in 30 days. We are not in that land. So it sickens me now, even when I watch or listen to clients that refer to TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and listen to influencers who are really getting paid for likes, give them bad information, because ultimately you have to pay your bills. And with companies like hers, the worst part of it is getting a client that comes after her, and they've already been through this and they feel salty about the process, when really credit restoration, it can be great, but your person has to be honest with you. Even if the bill isn't on your report, it doesn't mean the debt doesn't exist. It exists somewhere. And
right. You still owe that
collection.
company some money, even if it's not reporting on your credit report, right?
And that's the worst of it. They're not telling them that. And so these same people with these multiple dispute markers are coming back like, oh, well, we got it off of one, and they're in court. You're turning a 7-year problem into a 20-year headache. It's not worth it. You can settle and move on. Integrity still works. That's what works in credit restoration. So if your credit repair person is not talking to you about bettering yourself, having integrity, and paying your bills, that's not the person for you.
All right, now, listen, Ms. B, don't go anywhere, because you are a expert in this field, okay? And yes. I have a few follow-up questions for you, okay?
Sure.
Now, I have been doing some investigating on some people who claim to be credit experts. And next week, I think my show next week is going to be on another so-called credit repair expert. But I have a question for you now.
Sure.
Based on my knowledge of the credit repair industry,
okay,
I was told by various sources that most jurisdictions, most states that either license or give a certificate to allow this business to operate, they do not allow upfront payments. Is that something that you're aware of?
Absolutely. So you literally have to call yourself a consultant. You cannot demand payment upfront. You can give them the option. So my clients, if I say I'm going to charge you $1,000 for my time or my service, you have the option of making a deposit of $100 and $100 a month, but there is not an unending period. So if a client, or excuse me, if a company is telling you you're going to pay $99 forever, or in this case, she's telling you you're going to pay me $2,000 up front, and in this set amount of time, this is what's going to happen, all illegal. Can't do it.
All right. Now here's my next question. Because specifically this character that I will be talking about next week, he had some deal where you would pay between $10,000 or $20,000 up front. Okay, upfront money, $10,000 to $20,000, and he would, quote unquote, help remove the negative items on your credit report. Okay, so-called. They'd be able to remove these negative items. My question is, if you're not a victim of identity fraud, how in the hell do you remove negative items without paying the bill?
That's not my lane. I don't participate in that. I tell my clients I love them dearly. I am not going to jail for you. So I don't do that. It's a horrible business practice. It overpromises and underdelivers. Those people usually are very upset, and I'm assuming that is why he is a part of your show next week. You know what I mean? The more you charge, the more the more clients expect. It still has to be within their budget. You still should be doing budget sheet. I teach this. I teach credit the right way, not the dispute shit. Like really legitimately, this is what happened to you, and these are the behaviors that you have to change in order to see success. I also tell clients all those fake socials is bullshit. You will go to jail for that.
You talk about them CPNs, those credit profile numbers?
What I'm talking about. And what they don't realize is that usually they belong to a deceased person or a child. So you will get charged every place that you've used that fake social. They will charge you for that, for identity theft.
That's ridiculous. Well, hold on real quick. It looks like, I think, as long as this isn't a troll, I think we have Sherelle Hodge is in the building. Shouts out to Sherelle. Sherelle, if you have the time, there is a link in the chat, okay? There's a link in the chat. Sherelle, if you have the time, I would love for you to hit that link in the chat and come up, because I'm going to be honest, there's no way that I'm telling this story in the way that you can tell this story, because you're a part of this story. So if this is you, please, I'm encouraging you, hit the link that's pinned in the chat, and I would love for you to come up and fill in any holes in this story, that I missed. I'm sure there's a lot of different layers and moving pieces to this. Hit the link in the chat, please. Please, please, please. I'm sorry, Miss B, please continue.
No, JT, and I just wanted to say that another good point you made is the ethic. So like, if I have a disagreement with a client, which is not often, I have really high reviews with Better Business Bureau, Google, everybody. But if I ever have a disagreement, I don't block clients. That is a number one red flag. If you're reaching out to a person that you paid for a service and they're not responding to you, you should file a complaint against them with the CFPB. Speaking is the least they can do.
So, okay. So now I'm going to, next week when I talk about this gentleman who's pretty famous, I guess, in the circles of so-called credit repair, there are certain things that you can do to report these bad actors, right? Let's refer to them as bad actors in the world of credit repair. One of the things is to report them to the Attorney General of the state that they're operating in. Is that correct?
That's correct. But with that, usually it requires a lot of people to complain for it to gain traction. So with the CFPB, it's direct. They're going to reply to whatever the complaint is, typically in about 15 days. That then will also alert the Attorney General. The CFPB will alert anybody that needs to know, and then it becomes a bigger deal.
Okay. Now, the average person who seeks out these services, okay, the average profile of a person who's in need of credit repair, are they coming to you looking to get some sort of financial literacy so that they can improve their money management skills? Or do they think you have some sort of magic wand and all of a sudden they'll be able to get their dream car and dream house?
That all really depends upon your branding. I'm not branded for magic. I don't do magic. You know what I mean? So I'm a financial educator. I teach. So my clients know that when you come in, I'm here to change your life, not just your temporary situation. I'm not just trying to see a high number, because I understand that even with an 800 score, you can be denied. Banks are interested in your entire financial picture. So you can have that score and no taxes. You know what I mean? No income. Then where are we going? So for me, my clients already know what's up with me, but I don't brand that way. When you look at social media, if the only thing that credit companies are posting is straight deletions, all 800s, that's not real. So those people would get those type of clients. That's not my client.
Okay. All right. Any last words, anything that you think the people need to hear, especially if we're talking about they're seeking someone to help them fix their credit? What should they be looking out for, and what are some red flags?
Yes. Be wise. First of all, if you're meeting people just anywhere, like sometimes I'll hear about, I met this credit person at Starbucks and I gave them my information. So you gave them your information so that they can drive home. What if they get a ticket? What if they get in an accident? Your socials in the car. Are you serious? Look and make sure that they pay for security and softwares on their system that still protects you. Make sure they're contacting and communicating with you in writing. When I get off the phone with clients, I send follow-up emails. Hey, it was great talking to you. This is what we discussed. Raise your level of expectation. Credit repair is not scammy. It doesn't have to be. But if people are engaging with you that way, you need to run for the hills. That's not your person.
Ms. B, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in. That was a lot of great information and insider look in the industry of credit repair. Thank you so much. Oh, real quick. Ms. B, there's people are asking, how do they get in contact with you? I know you just hung up. Put it in the chat. Gail, any other moderators, they will make sure that it's in the chat. Ms. B, please put your info in the chat. Now, hold on. I think we have her here. We have Miss Hodge herself. Is that you? Can I hear you?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Listen. From one content creator to the other, right? We are in the same industry when it comes to calling out people who we believe are scammers. But I can tell you right now, the people who have come after me, I'm pretty sure they didn't put a hit on my head. So I got to give a shout out to you for standing up to this fake guru, to the point where she was so upset she decided to do the ultimate crash out, and now she's behind bars for 10 years. Thank you for calling in. Please let the people know who you are, and I want to hear your side of the story.
Hey, you guys. It's Sherelle.
The majority of you guys know me. I'm just a girl with a camera and a dream. I don't really have a story. When it comes to Ashley, for the most part, I signed up for her credit cake. I'm very strategic and particular about a lot of things, and my credit was one. So signing up and spending my money, I need to see some results. And I wasn't saying
So what? So it's Credit Cake. Credit Cake, I believe, is our company, right? Was Credit Cake the company or the course? That's what she called it.
Yes, that's
Okay,
what
so
she called it. Little white
like,
label company that she slapped the title on.
okay, so she's got Credit Cake, and what is the offering? Is she doing like one-on-one credit repair, or is it a course that teaches you what to do?
No, it's like a system where you go in, you sign up for credit monitoring. She has like this attorney who works for pennies on the dollar, and it's probably not even an attorney. But they draft up these letters to basically dispute what they see has populated in their system once you pay for credit repair. And then you pay them an additional amount of money to send those letters off. And as those letters were going off, I was getting return letters saying that somebody was trying to dispute on my credit that didn't have authorized access to. Okay, letting her know about those letters, she's like, no, they're gonna come, we're just gonna keep doing it. So that's how I got to the 90-day mark. After
So
90
so what
days,
is? Hold on, listen, I'm so green on this. I don't understand this. What are we disputing? What is on your credit? And you don't have to say specific stuff, just in general. What's on your credit report that you think needs to be disputed, or what she says you need to dispute?
I know when I was a kid, my parents got like direct TV and weird little accounts to my name. So growing up with that still being attached, that was one of the main things. And then
Okay.
of course
Okay.
I was trying to get like this eviction that I had on my credit taken off. And all of those things were in the lines of what she could get removed.
Okay. How? Okay. So if you were evicted, right?
Hmm.
What is her pitch on how she can take the eviction off your credit? Like
There
what
wasn't really a
what's the
pitch.
trick?
She didn't really have a pitch when it came to like getting customers. Now, when it came to her disputing what's on your credit with the creditors, it was pretty much the same thing. Like, hey, this was identity theft. This was not me. Here's a copy of my ID. Let's run with it. And pray that it works. And that's what got a lot of these credit people caught up because everybody was filing like utilizing the same police reports or filing bogus reports just to coincide with this dispute letter that they sent out.
All right, maybe I'm the dummy. I might be the dummy, but this is what I don't get. Huh? Okay, we're claiming this is her magic sauce. Someone who has been evicted from the place where they live. They were a victim of identity theft. But then the person who evicted you is just going to look at it and be like, "No, Negro, this
You
was
came in
you."
and signed the lease.
Okay, I'm sorry. So okay, so you got these things on your credit. You looked into the credit cake or whatever, and you're looking at it. There's supposed to be letters going out to dispute the stuff that's negative on your report. And what's the difference between what she's telling you and what you're actually seeing on your credit?
So when I log into a legible credit reporting, excuse me, agency like Experian, pay $14 a month for it. Experian was telling me, no, this stuff is still on here and it belongs to you, while her system that she had created was telling us that it had been deleted.
Oh,
So it was kind
okay.
of like a simulation thing. If I say it's been deleted and the score is rising here, they'll keep paying me. But anybody smart will go to some, like a real source, FICO, whatever the thing is, to compare the two. And if you don't, you really think she working, and then you try to go get a car and they deny you.
Okay. I think I got it now. Okay. This is similar to what I've seen with people with crypto scams, right? They
Mm-hmm.
got their own website where you go on and you look at your account and it looks like you got hundreds of thousands of dollars. But when you
Yes.
go to a real third party platform, you'll look and you'll see the crypto's not worth anything. She's
Right.
doing something similar with the credit repair. On the back office of her website that you sign up for, things are falling off your credit score is shooting up. But when you went to an actual credit reporting site, none of that was going on.
Bankrupt, ugly, and no money on my card. Yep.
Okay. So when you confront her and say, hey, there's a difference between what you're telling me, what your website is saying, and what the actual credit reporting agency are saying, there's a difference. You confront her, I'm sure. You confront her about the difference. What is her reply?
Basically saying that she knows what she's doing. I asked for a refund when I reached out as well. I'm not getting a refund, and basically to scram, in layman's term. Of course, she used ChatGPT to try to make it professional. So I'm like, okay, well, let me find out if somebody else has been scammed. And that's kind of when I started digging, and I ran across Lipstick Alley. That was one of the first things I ran across. And then people were telling me about the group on Facebook. When I found the group, it had like 400 followers in it. And I jumped in and I saw people were complaining and letting the world know.
How many?
It had like 400 people when I got there.
Stop it. Okay, so 400 people paying $2,000 or $1,000 each. That's damn near the million that she got in the 40 minutes, where there was 500 people who paid $2,000 to get her that million. So you're telling me there was 400 people in a Facebook group all claiming that they got scammed?
Yes.
Lord.
Then when I got in there and I saw the stories, I was like, hey, you guys, I'm a TikToker. I'd love to take this story and put it on a bigger platform. And they weren't reluctant at all. They told me yes. And from there, first video hit 1.2 million views. I had a cease and desist by the third day.
All right, so I'm familiar with the cease and desist from the bigger fake gurus, right?
Yeah.
What was in that letter? Like, because sometimes you'll Google and look for the attorney, and the attorney doesn't exist. Sometimes it'd be like a fake letter. But what was the type of language that was in the letter, and what were they requesting for you to do?
So basically, it was just like, I've been sent this cease and desist. They want me to stop the defamation that I was saying about Ashley. They listed all 6 of the videos that I had made by the third day, and was like, hey, we need you to take all of these videos, retract them, and put out 6 new videos to basically pump her business up. So correct the damage that you've made already. And so I went on live with this cease and desist, and I was reading it to people, and I was like, you got to think I'm slow. If you think I'm about to go and make 6 positive videos about you, all I wanted was my $90 back.
That's the craziest part. All of this, well, a good chunk of this could have been avoided. There's a possibility. Let's just think about this for a second. There's an alternative reality where this woman will not spend the next 10 years of her life behind bars if she just gave you a refund.
That's it. Yep. And then it just grew from there. Like, once I got the cease and desist, that was like a energizer for me. Like, now I really got to go hard because I'm hitting a nerve. Eventually, you're going to give me my money back. But no, she didn't. She sued me 6 days after the cease and desist for $1 million. The group came together. They paid for my attorney. We won. And while in the midst of the lawsuit, dropped the bag. Dang. It's that serious. And I'm out doing karaoke and drinking margaritas.
All right. Let's slow it down. So let's get here. So you did not follow the demands of the cease and desist. You continued to, expose what you saw as a scammer. Yes. She sues you for defamation, right?
Defamation, tortious interference of a business, invasion of privacy, and it was one other thing. It's like 4 different claims.
All right. Then the group, and shout out to this group.
Shout out to the group, man. They don't like me, but shout out to them.
Hey, shouts out to the group. They actually put some money together to pay for an attorney to defend you in this lawsuit for defamation and all the other stuff. And you guys you won the case against her for the defamation, right?
Yes.
Okay. But in the meantime of her losing this case of defamation to you that she brought on, that's when she decides to hire Brandon and Olivia, right?
Yep, Brandon and O-Dog.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Now, Olivia mother, if I'm correct, Olivia mother was the so-called winner of a house from Ashley. Ashley decides to buy her a house based on what? The appreciation of her daughter, Olivia, sharing her content.
Right.
It even showed up on the news. I saw in my research, they showed it on the local news in Tennessee. Okay. But she didn't actually give her the house. The house was still in Ashley's name, correct?
Right. They each signed the rights of survivorship. So whoever died first, the house fully goes to the other person.
Okay. So between who? Between which party? So you're saying if Ashley was the
Olivia's
pass,
mom,
it would go to the mom?
Yes. And
But
vice
if
versa.
the mom passes, it would go to Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's joint Tennessee. Okay. But why? Okay. But the odds are, we're just basing it on odds. The odds are that the mother would probably pass before Ashley.
God forbid. Hopefully, never mind. Let me keep that.
Right, I mean, just based on age, right? Just based on age, it makes more sense that yes, joint tendency and rights of survivorship. It's you guys got to kind of pay attention to how things are titled. It's simple estate planning stuff, but it can get you caught up if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, but just based on age, most likely the mother is going to pass before Ashley, and the family's like, hey, this isn't really a gift. You're really kind of planning to take this house back, and we're trying to use this house for the infamous generational wealth. It's not going to be generational wealth. It's going to stop at the mom, and all the house is going to go back to Ashley.
Right.
Okay. All right. And this actually happened before or after the hit was set up, like the beef about this house.
I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say it was before, only because I was listening to Olivia talk, and she was like, yeah, all Ashley had to do was sign over the house, and none of this would have happened. I wouldn't have released no videos or anything. So I'm assuming the house situation happened way before, and maybe Olivia was using that as leverage. She finally got that one up. Like, now I can use this since she thinks she can hire us to see if she'll go ahead and take the name off my mama's house.
How stupid does Ashley have to be? And Ashley, if you're listening to this, listen, don't take it personal, but let's just think about this. You gave this woman's mother a house. Okay, I got that. But, within the paperwork, within the title to the deed and whatnot, it looks as if the mother passes before you do, you get the house back. Olivia does not like this situation. She's upset about this situation. She would like for you to sign over the house 100% to the mother so that eventually the house would go to her or her siblings and their so-called generational wealth. Knowing that you have some sort of conflict, regardless if you think the conflict is big or if you think the conflict is small, you then proceed to hire this woman to put a hit out on 3 people. As Heavy Gant said, scamming is not your ministry. You should just stick to scamming people with your course. What do you think? This is the reason why you're going to be behind bars for 10 years. 10 years you're going to be behind bars because this isn't for you.
Say that again.
Golly. Okay, but I do remember, and guys, make sure that you go. I'm not a TikTok person. I got a TikTok account. I don't know how it works. I don't get it, but obviously you do. Your biggest following, I believe, is on TikTok, right?
Yes, sir.
Make sure you guys go over. If you go to her YouTube channel, that's what I'm sharing on the screen right now. If you go to her YouTube channel, you can go to her website. Her website is her name. Click the link and you get access to all her other social media, and TikTok is one of them. I saw, because I was looking at stuff before I went live, you did a TikTok series covering the court case, right?
Yes.
Okay. Could you give us a summary of your experience during the court case?
A complete mess. A complete mess. For her to be a millionaire, I really thought she would have been thorough with her attorney selection. She got two of the worst attorneys out of Dallas, Texas, and then she hired Leslie Ballin as a trial attorney who only spoke 1.5 times. And they really just talked in circles. They kept trying to plead the case of extortion on two people who were not on trial. And the judge kept having to tell them, we're not here about extortion. We're here because your client committed a murder for hire. So the entire time they were bouncing around the actual charge at hand. The state ate them up. She's sitting there writing the entire time. I promise she got an essay somewhere. She was found guilty. The husband was acquitted. He was happy and joyous to get back to his husband. And she got sentenced to 10 years about a week or so ago. And dude, she looked worse. She looked terrible. I got some pictures, but I just
she just had another kid, right? She had 2 kids between the time that this all jumped off, right?
Mm-hmm. And now she's pregnant with little Billy Bean number 3.
Stop it.
No,
She
seriously.
thinks that continuing to get pregnant is going to keep her out of jail, but they'll let you have that baby inside bars, and they'll
That's
take
what the
that
judge
baby away.
said. He said the location you're going, I've actually toured the facility, and they have one of the best cares for pregnant women giving birth, He gave her 4 weeks, so now she's down to 3.
Golly. So she got about 3 weeks left, and she's going to be behind bars regardless if she's pregnant or not. God,
Yep,
did
I'll be there. I'll get
did
the
she
footage
take
for
the
you guys.
stand? Did she take the stand and actually say something in court?
Nope, she kept denying the opportunity, and I believe when she switched judges, thinking she was going to get someone a little more lenient, he asked her if she wanted to speak before sentencing. She said no, and I think that kind of pissed the judge off. Like, you have no remorse, but you also want to plead insanity. You want to, you want to have all these defense, but you can't get up and at least say I'm sorry.
When did she switch up the game and and do a defense of insanity?
Oh, that was at sentencing. So, they get to argue a little bit more before he's sentenced.
Okay.
And the attorneys got up and was like, yeah, my client is like, she's mentally not there. Her health is deteriorating, blase, blase. And the judge said, well, for your client to be so successful, I don't see where she's went and got any help. There's no legal diagnosis about anything she has going on. She's pretty wealthy. And I feel like anybody who's dealing with such trauma would have somebody trying to help work them through it. That's not going to work.
Did anyone stand up and do like an impact statement during sentencing?
Yes, Derica Harwell and her daughter. They did.
Wow. Did anyone speak up on the behalf of Miss Ashley?
No, it was only her husband, the dude, the 2 babies, and the best friend with the bad BBL.
What did the husband say? Because apparently there's a Facebook post that there's some argument between was if he made the post or did Ashley make the post. But in the Facebook post, there was a lot of allegations of AI generated video, and the judge or the court didn't show the real evidence. What did the husband Joshua actually say to the court?
He didn't say anything. He sat there so happy that he was acquitted. He didn't care about anything. Like, when his wife was found guilty, he had to remember, like, oh, I'm here with my wife. Let me go console her. Because she had started taking her rings and stuff off. Like, she was getting ready to go to jail that day. And he went over and put his arm on her shoulder, but he was happy, sticking his tongue out the entire time. He didn't say nothing.
That is so crazy.
Even at sentencing, he hid behind his bodyguard, which is the videographer that they use.
Listen, Sherelle, has Netflix, has anybody, even Tubi, has anyone approached you about the rights to make the movie to this story? Because there's going to be, I can tell you right now, there's going to be a movie.
Yeah, I've been approached. Wondery Plus reached out to me and Patrick. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see whatever numbers or whatever they come up with. But nothing is set in stone yet unless we decide to film it ourselves.
Yeah. Listen, hold out. Don't take the first offer. I can tell you that right now. Don't take the first offer, but I'm telling you, there should be a bag for everybody involved in this, because a mini series on Netflix will go hard. Hold out for that big Netflix bag.
Yes, sir.
Hey, is there anything that you want to tell the audience? Listen, I watch you. I follow you on Twitter and on Instagram. I like your content. Let the people know where they can find you.
You guys can find me across the nation. Really, D Sherelle Hodge. You type it in, I'm gonna pop up. And the only thing I got to say is, if you get scammed, call me. I'll get to the bottom of it.
Hit her up. Hey, go over there to her YouTube channel. Hit her up over there. But of course, her bigger following is on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I think is her biggest following. Go over there and check her out. Listen, I'd be over there with you on TikTok if I could. I'm too old. I don't get it.
It's okay.
It confuses me.
They're about to do away with it. So you on the platform we need to be on.
All right. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it. And be on the lookout for an email from me. There's got to be some possibilities for us to collab in the future. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listen, guys, hey, I can't do no better than that. That's it. So listen, next week I will be back. Next week. We're going to talk about another so-called credit repair specialist in the things that he claims that he can do for y'all. But I can tell y'all right now, listen, if y'all want to improve your credit, if you want to buy your dream home, you want to buy your dream house, the very first thing you need to do, you have to manage your money better. You have to change the way that you spend your money. I don't care what the so-called credit repair specialist is going to do to you. They can wipe the slate clean and you can have an 850 credit score. It means nothing if you don't have good income. It means nothing if you still live paycheck to paycheck. It means nothing because you're just going to end up back in the same position that you were 2 to 3 months ago. All right, but we're going to get into that next week. I appreciate you guys. The Pocket Watcher is out. If you have something that you want me to react to, you can email me. Go to PocketWatcherJT@gmail.com. Be patient with your brother because I only look at that email account once or twice a week. So just be patient. If you sent me something a while ago and I haven't responded, just send it again so it gets to the top of my inbox, okay? Just send it again. All right. The Pocket Watcher is out. I'll see you guys next week.
Hey, Pocket Watchers, thanks for watching. Go to www.PocketWatcher.net for free financial tips and resources. Take the free personal finance quiz to get a projected budget and more, or enroll in Pocket Watcher Academy for free. Get step-by-step lessons on personal financial planning. Learn how to budget, save, and pay off debt. It's all free at www.PocketWatcher.net. Are you looking for real financial advice? Thornton Financial is here to help. Certified financial planner Jayson Thornton specializes in tax and wealth planning. Are you living paycheck to paycheck with no retirement plan? Do you need help with the IRS? Book your free consultation with Thornton Financial today. Budgeting, savings, debt management, and retirement. Even tax debt settlements. Get the advice you need to live your best life. Book your free consultation appointment today. Go to www.thornton-financial.com.